The Moon is Earth's only natural satellite and our closest neighbor in space. Scientists believe it was formed billions of years ago when a Mars-sized object collided with the young Earth. The impact was so powerful that our planet briefly turned into a molten sphere. A huge amount of debris was thrown into orbit, cooled down, and eventually formed the round, crater-covered moon we see today. This silent companion controls the tides of the oceans and influences the rhythm of life on Earth. The Moon is a little more than a quarter the size of our planet, making it the fifth largest natural satellite in the solar system. It moves through familiar phases: new moon, crescent, first quarter, full moon, and last quarter, and no matter its phase, it is impossible to confuse it with anything else in the sky. But imagine waking up one night and noticing that something feels wrong. The moon looks brighter, larger, unfamiliar. Still half asleep, you go back to bed, never realizing that the moon is gone, and Mercury has taken its place. Mercury's surface closely resembles the moon, covered in ancient impact craters. The planet is slightly larger than our moon, so its gravitational influence would be stronger. Nights would become brighter, tides would intensify, and the lunar cycle would become about 14 hours shorter. Still, Earth would remain mostly stable. But what if Venus replaced the moon? Venus is often called Earth's twin. Their sizes and masses are nearly identical. In our sky, Venus would appear as large as Earth looks from the moon. It reflects about 6 times more sunlight and would cover at least 16 times more area in the sky than our moon. Nights on Earth would resemble permanent twilight. If you looked closely, you would see blurred swirling patterns inside Venus's yellow-white cloud cover. Venus would not orbit Earth in the usual way. Instead, both planets would revolve around a shared center of mass, forming a strange double-planet system. If Venus moved at the same speed as the Moon does now, the two planets would collide in the near future. Now imagine Mars replacing the Moon. You would immediately notice the reddish disk dominating the sky, twice the size of the Moon. Even without a telescope, the planet's dark surface features would be visible. Tides would grow dangerously strong, and coastal areas would face massive flooding. Nights would become brighter, painted in an eerie red glow. Through a telescope, you could admire Olympus Mons, the tallest mountain in the solar system. Mars is not large enough to instantly destroy Earth, but over time the two planets would likely begin orbiting each other, forming a double-planet system. Mars would feel so close that traveling there might finally become a reality. But if Jupiter took the Moon's place, Earth would cease to exist as an independent planet. It would become a satellite of the solar system's largest giant. Jupiter would stretch across the entire sky, its colored cloud bands visible from horizon to horizon. Unfortunately, its immense gravity would trigger earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and massive tsunamis. Earth's crust and mantle would be pulled apart, and within less than a day our planet would collide with the gas giant. Saturn would offer a similarly breathtaking yet fatal view. The golden planet would cover 18 degrees of the sky, while its rings would span from horizon to horizon. Earth would eventually pass through those rings, made of shattered moons and icy debris, before colliding with Saturn itself. Uranus and Neptune, the ice giants, would be no kinder. Let us imagine Neptune replacing the Moon. Neptune is 14 times larger than the Moon and would look like a giant glowing blue balloon in the sky. It would regularly block the Sun, plunging Earth into darkness for more than an hour. Its gravity would pull Earth into a satellite orbit, likely leading to a collision with Neptune's moon Triton. Even without impact, Neptune's gravity would create tides thousands of times stronger than today, heating Earth from within, causing earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the gradual breakdown of the planet's structure. Now let us move from the sky to the challenge of leaving Earth. Earth is a massive gravitational magnet, weighing nearly 6 sextillion tons. Its atmosphere is thick and heavy, resisting anything that tries to pass through it. Flying through air is like cutting through water, while moving through the vacuum of space is effortless by comparison. Airplanes rely on wing shape and engine thrust to lift off. Rockets, however, cannot depend on air. They must carry their own oxygen and fuel, producing thrust by expelling mass in the opposite direction, just like a balloon that flies forward when released. To escape Earth's gravity, an object must reach escape velocity, about 28,000 kilometers per hour. No airplane could ever reach such speed. That is why spacecraft require enormous rockets and massive fuel tanks. The Space Shuttle needed over 3 million kilograms of thrust and a giant external fuel tank, which was discarded after launch. Even then, reaching orbit was barely possible. Because of these limitations, scientists are searching for new ways to reach space. One idea is the space elevator, a 35,400-kilometer tall structure made from ultra-strong materials, lifting spacecraft into orbit using electromagnetic platforms. Another proposal is the space tram, a giant vertical vacuum tunnel that would accelerate spacecraft magnetically until they burst into space at near-orbital speed. And perhaps in the future, enormous aircraft will carry small shuttles high into the sky before releasing them toward the stars. Richard Branson is already exploring this concept through the Virgin Galactic program. Because escaping Earth is not just difficult. It is one of the greatest challenges humanity has ever faced.